Good afternoon, it's me again. I'm here to talk to you about empirical formulas. And the question becomes, what is an empirical formula? Well, it's a simplified, reduced version of a chemical formula. So an example would be something like CO2, H2O, CH3, and NO3. Things like this, you can't reduce them any further. Now, instead of CO2, if I had C2O4, that can be reduced. So that would not be an empirical formula. But when you reduce it to its CO2, that would be an empirical formula, an empirical form of what you're doing. Trying to figure out an empirical formula really it sounds more complicated than it is. The steps to creating an empirical formula are the following. Unless otherwise instructed, you're going to change the percentage that is given to you for each of the elements into grams. And the reason for this is the assumption is being made that you're dealing with a 100-gram sample. If it's going to be something other than 100 grams, I would tell you, and then there would be some slight changes to this, but you can go ahead and assume that any percentages given are going to be just straight out grams. Once you have those grams, you need to use the given gram amounts to calculate the number of moles per element. So you have to go back to kind of your mole Bible stuff when we were dealing with stoichiometry, and you're going to run essentially mass to mole problems for each element that's given. The next thing that you would need to do is, once all your mole numbers are generated, you're going to find the smallest number, and then you're going to divide all the mole numbers that you got by the smallest amount calculated, which means that your smallest number is going to get divided by the smallest number, and that's going to give you a ratio of 1. What you're trying to do there is come up with a ratio for all of the elements. Once you've done that, you need to correctly match the number of moles to the corresponding element and then list as a formula. Again, the process seems a lot more confusing than it is. Make sure to get these steps down, and in the next video I'm going to work through a couple of problems for you. Thanks.